everybody, this is Robin with Stamp with Dr. Robin. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in beautiful San Diego, California, where I hate to admit it, but it's about, 68 degrees here, really kind of overcast. I flew home from my dad's last night and it was really foggy in the evening, like scary driving foggy almost. But today's just kind of overcast, and then the sun will come out and it'll feel way warmer than it is. But, you know, we have pretty perfect weather here. We're expecting some storms starting tomorrow through, I think, Friday. So all through Christmas and Boxing Day or Sale Day, whatever you want to call it. But welcome, everybody. Sorry I haven't been around the last week or so, just making sure I am on here. Good. So hopefully somebody will join me and say hi. I've been up in Northern California. My 92-year-old dad was admitted to the hospital right before Thanksgiving, so I've been up there twice since then, helping him first settle into a nursing home, and because he's still kind of weak and actually had a lot of falls even before he was admitted to the hospital for something else, we all finally convinced him to go in an assisted living place. So I helped him move in this past week, and he's actually really enjoying it. He loves the food. He loves not having to worry about that stuff. There's all sorts of activities, so I'm hoping this will be a good thing. The only hard thing for all of us is that it's pretty far away from everybody. So say hi, who's ever on here, and where you're from and what's your beautiful weather like. But anyway, lots of stuff to talk about. First thing would be, we've got another week, or a little bit more than a week, of our Papercraft Collective from December. And this one is a technique. So you can see different people did different techniques. Let me see in this mess if I can find, there we go. So my technique was to show you different things you can do with your dies. Like, that was my main card, using them for a background, using them as a stencil, then cutting them out. And here's another background one. I happen to have a whole bunch of those doves from the Peaceful Garden, and so I just thought that was such a beautiful sympathy card. So that's if you buy $50 worth of product from me, any product, doesn't matter what, but that's after you take off whatever discounts you have or rewards. Does not include shipping or handling. So $50 worth of actual product. I will send you the PDF that lists how to make all these cards, you know, what supplies you need, and also a video for each card showing you how to make them. So, and that's seven different cards, 7 different techniques. So that's for December. Now our new mini catalog starts January, I can't remember if it's, let me use a second. 3rd, 4th, January 6th, I believe it is. If you need a catalog, you're not working with a demonstrator already, please let me know, and I will send you send one. Hi Doris, hi Jackie, good to see everybody. Another thing is our December. We've got some new kits coming on, and what else? Hopefully y'all looked at the last chance products, because there were a whole bunch on there, and I'm sure a lot of them have sold out. Oh, I know, virtual card retreat. So virtual card retreat is kind of like the virtual scrapbooking that they did, and you will get, I believe it's like 3 different stamp sets with the virtual card retreat, everything you need, including directions on how to make 15 different cards that they are going to make January 22nd and 23rd. Online and Facebook, but you don't have to be there if you can't be there those days. You know, it's all going to be recorded. So once you buy this kit, and it's $165 here in the US, you get entry into that Facebook group. And that's the only way to buy actual sets that are in that kit. So the other thing I want to talk about, I'm going to put you down for this one, is my paper share. It's paper share time. So in January, we are going to have the new mini catalog, and we're also going to have some January online exclusives. And I've included both types of paper in my paper share. So in my paper share, as much as I can, I keep them to the 6x12, even though I'll list them as 6x6. These ones actually already came 6x6, and there's some that I have to cut up that way anyway. And if I can fit them all, you know, if you pick them up here, that's great. This is how they'll be. If I have to send them, sometimes I have to cut a few of them 6x6. So I always say to people it's 6x6, even if it's not. I don't include usually 100% of all. I think I left out 1 or 2 from the mini catalog. But I try to include what I think are the best of. So this is all that you get in this paper share. So it includes this lovely 6x6 one. We got bugs. We got the Broadway something something. I don't remember all the names. This is one that's just, oops, not this one. This is part of the Broadway one with the Beach Broadway, I think it's called. This is one that's just kind of random papers that kind of go with some other ones that are in the January through March catalog. We've got, I mean, this is all in the paper share, so you're getting a quarter pack of all of them. We've got our Valentine's one. This is one of the online exclusives that's just, it's not in a suite. It's just really cool. It's got kind of holographic and gold. This is another online exclusive. These ones you'll see are cut up a little bit because what they did is there's only 4 different papers here. So you're getting half a pack, but not in the usual way you're going to see it. This is some kind of, I don't know, textured paper that's really cool. Nature's Walk paper. Not showing you the backs just to kind of get going here. Beautiful. I love this one. This is probably one of my favorites, and I haven't even had a chance to use it. But all of these are in my, these are the pastel shimmers that I'm actually giving to you as a gift. And then the Easter one. All of this is $45 in my paper share. If you want me to ship it, it's another $10. But that's, see how much paper that, whoops, do it this way. See how much paper that is? That's like an inch of paper, I think. No, not quite. 3/4 of an inch of paper. And this is all, like I said, included in your paper share for $45. So let me know, and I can PayPal or Venmo you. You know, you PayPal or Venmo me, and we can get that going on January 6th when I can order everything. All right, next up, we are going to make a card, and we are going to make this beautiful card. And this beautiful card uses the product of the month. I gotta call these things the right thing. So this is from Stampin' Up. If you spend at least $75 in a single month, you will be able for $5 to buy the product of the month. This month, the product of the month is this paper, which is called True Blue Florals. And for $5, you get a 1250 pack of paper. So it's just like a regular set of papers. And this is the card we're going to make. It's that kind of card. And I already forgot the name. If somebody knows the name of this kind of card, I know it has a name. But I just wanted to show you the paper in this paper pack. And it doesn't exactly match with anything, but I'll show you what I've decided to use with it. But it's just navy blue, white, and balmy blue. And I think these are going to make some great, especially masculine cards. I mean, yes, they have flowers, but some are not even flowers at all. But even the flowers are kind of stylized. That's pretty. So that, you know, like I said, I think they'll make some great masculine cards with it. All right. Hey, Brenda. Thanks for joining us. And like I said, the only way to get that is in December, while supplies last, with a $75 order from Stampin' Up. And that is after you've put in any rewards or things like that. And it'll pop up. When you go to start ordering, it'll tell you, you have this much amount till you get to 75 and you can order the product of the month. And then, you know, you click on it when it says you're ready for it. So like I said, that's where these papers come from. And you'll notice there's some other new things on here, and I'll tell you about them as we come up to them. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take a 5.5 by 8.5 piece of thick white cardstock, and it's scored at 4 1/4, and I'm going to give that a good crease, and you'll see why that makes it a little easier going. And then let me make sure that I'm going to do this right, because I already screwed it up once. All right. So then on what's going to be the front, we are going to cut in 1 1/4 inches and then up to the fold on both sides. Okay. So 1 1/4. And we're going to cut down to the fold, but you know, our fold's at 4 1/4, so you can just get to 4 1/4 on here. And I usually end up going over, but that doesn't matter. And then I'm going to actually use the 1 1/4 on the other side, so I don't have to turn my card around. All right. And that's it for the fancy cutting there. I just wanted to do that with you guys. Now, I've seen this card made 2 different ways. The way I have seen it, one way is to cut these off completely. The other way is to glue them down. And I'm of the glue them down group. Why? I find that easier than trying to make that other cut. So let's go ahead and do that right now. And like I said, this is thick basic white. I like to use thick when I'm making my cards, and I'm just going to make sure that that stays down. This is the reason that I like to fold this one first, is because then I can make sure this is all lining up. And the reason I'm using glue, I don't know if you saw that, is I'm trying to make sure these line up well, and I had to scooch this one over before it dried. And so there we go. All right, and before I glue everything down, I am going to stamp that little stamp in there. So let me show you now what I am using. So I am using this lovely arrangement set, and this is an online exclusive coming out in January. It has these cool dies, which I haven't even used at all, but aren't those cool? And I did use this for the sentiment layer, and I used that leaf. Why? Because I thought it kind of matched the leaves on here a little bit. And then the sending smiles. Okay, so let's get that leaf stamped in there, which is always good to stamp before you start gluing stuff on. Let me get, I noticed that this tended to work better actually using, usually I don't on my glass mat need to use the piercing mat, but this one's stamps seem to work better with it. And the reason I wanted to do this ahead of time was if I screwed that up and had to cut over, at least I was just cutting this and not after I glued everything down. And as long as we have the ink and stuff out, let's go ahead and stamp our sending smiles. And I'm stamping in Night of Navy. So Doris, I know you are a demonstrator. I don't know if the rest of you are. Hi, Devana. Nice to have you. But did you guys order this lovely arrangement set? Did you notice that there was these online exclusives starting now? I think a lot of people just forget about those online exclusives. All right, so let's put that off to the side. And they are lots of fun. Okay, next we are going to layer up all of these things that go on here. So I have, you know, these are all from, all the DSP is from that product of the month. So this is a 1 inch by 4 inch piece. That's the one that's on the back. And it is on a 1 1/8 by 4 1/8 piece. And just notice that this one is directional. So we will have to be careful, you know, about how we put it on. It looks like what's good is the back is the same kind of direction as the front, so that helps you to know it too. So that, I mean, you don't have to, if you're making this, this is a pretty easy card. You don't have to mount them on these extra little pieces, but it gives it a little bit of extra something. And then these are going to go on the side. What's kind of fun about this card is it looks like a normal card closed. And then when you go to open it, you realize that it's not, that it is a fun fold. And of course, because I'm live, my glue is going to run out. I think 90% of the time my glue runs out on a live, not on some other time, but on a live. But guess what? I knew it was close to running out, so I got one ready. Ha, Mr. Glue, you can't fool me. And again, just double checking that we are right side up on these little guys. And then we have the same for this front piece. So this one, the DSP is 2 3/4 by 4, and the Night of Navy is just 1/8 of an inch bigger. And to me, this DSP did not have so much of a directional pattern. I see a lot of them going all sorts of different ways, so not so worried about that one. It's getting there. Hi, Richard and or Carol Donovan. I'm guessing it's Carol, but you never know. Hi, Brenda. Glad everybody found me. Okay, so this is, I fussy cut out, where's that piece? All right, see this piece? I just fussy cut out some of the blooms that were on here. And I decided that y'all didn't need to see me fussy cut. But here is another sneak peek from the same suite that we used for the stamps. And this is Lovely Stripes 3D embossing folder. So it's like fancy stripes. It's stripes with embossing. And I already embossed it. And the you'll notice the die cut, which when you're going to emboss a die cut, always die cut it first, then emboss it. If you do it the other way around, you'll smash out your embossing. And this is from Beautifully Celebrated. Look at these. I almost didn't buy the stamp set that goes with these dies because I just really wanted these nesting dies. But now I'm glad I have it. I could have used one of these too because look at those and look at those. Those would have gone together too. But I just decided to use the die cuts. So again, and this set, this beautifully celebrated, whoops, that is from the new mini catalog. The rest of this stuff is from the online exclusives. All right, so what I did is I mounted this on here using some dimensionals. So let's do that. We've got a brand new set of dimensionals here. I just want to double check not to do these ones that are going way off the edge, because we're not going to need those. All right, let's double check. I don't know about this bottom one. No, we're not going to want that. Could have one just kind of over here. Yeah, that'll work. So just those ones that are going off the edge, we're not going to want to use any dimensionals on. This should be enough anyway. Oh, I know what I was going to tell you. For those of you like me who have trouble with making these straight, when you put this in here to do your embossing, you can line up something like these two edges. You see that little one over there, that little one over there, that little one over there. When you go to emboss it, obviously not on the paper, but the die, line up those little edges with that line. That's what that line is here for. It's not just so that they can put Stampin' Up. That's to help us line up things straight. All right, so let's glue this one down. Move it up a little bit. Nope, that's not centered. All right, and let's just make sure we're going to have room to put that. Or we actually can put it over that. Oh, I cut out a lot of stuff here. I may have to take that. Oh, no, I think I can do it. I was going to say I may have to take that off, but I think I can do it. There we go. And then let's get a couple of dimensionals on this. Don't want this one to go all the way out the edge because I want it to kind of hang over the edge a little bit. And I'm intentionally putting them closer to the bottom. You'll see why in a minute, because it may have to overlap this a little bit or go under it, things like that. So that's where the end of that other dimensional is. I'm kind of holding it there. There we go. And then they can use that as kind of a little tab to pick that up. All right, and then last thing is we have these beautiful new dots, and they are called Moody Palette Glossy Dots. And this is Secrecy, Old Olive, Cloud Cover, and the White. So you see, you could use these Secret Sea ones, even though this is actually Night of Navy, but I've decided instead to go ahead and use the white ones because I think they'll show up a little bit better on the Night of Navy, and I thought this was kind of crowded enough in here. All right, so let's put, say, one up here, and they've got two sizes here, so I'm going to use a big one, a little one, and then on the other side, come on, let's see if this side will work better for this. Sometimes the sticky side over here works best, and sometimes it works best to just pry them off like I did. So isn't that pretty? I like that kind of hangs over on this one a little bit more than the other one that I did, and you can use that as a kind of a little tab to lift it up with. So here's my other one. But like I said, the only way to get this paper is to place a $75 order now before the end of the month. And then you're going to get this beautiful paper for only $5 for the whole, you know, normal big set of it. So, hey, Robbie, caught the end of it, but go ahead and come back as soon as I'm over. I'll post it. You can watch the whole thing. So, I will see you next Monday, and I may actually even use some of these stamp sets again, or maybe go to another one, but it will for sure be something new from the January to April mini catalog, because all my holiday cards are out. So I'm ready to start using the new one, but I just love all this new product here. So come back and watch some more. All right, let me put you back up. Say goodbye. And everybody have a Merry Christmas and happy last day of Hanukkah. We lit all 8 candles last night for Hanukkah. So at sundown today, Hanukkah will be over, and everybody can get just into Christmas and New Year's. And I will see you next Monday at 1 o'clock Pacific time. If you missed any of this, you can watch it on Facebook Live, but only for the next few weeks, and then they delete it, but it'll be on my YouTube channel forever. So if you ever missed something, Stamp with Dr. Robin on YouTube, I have all my videos there. There's like 250 of them or something. So subscribe there, and they'll tell you whenever a new one's posted, which will be later today. This one will be out. So take care, everybody. Bye-bye.